I got goosebumps when you talked about wanting to create art that could be around for tens and dozens of years to come, and even here beyond you.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you've done that with Motivation?
Ooh, I hope so.
I think so.
I hope so. You know, it was such a massive moment, and everything that I do, like with Motivation, I know that my goal was only to leave my heart out there. You know, I wanted to create an early 2000s music video, which is what made me fall in love with music. Some of my favorite artists, I was always watching 106 in Park in my grandmother's house. Like,
I love the way it started.
oh, always coming from school, like literally running into the living room. That was my grandma in the actual video too. She's like, Normani, turn that music down. It played out exactly like that. So for me to be able to have that representation, like watching Destiny's Child, Kelly Rowland, I love her so much, my chocolate queen, and seeing myself in them and me being able to now do that for the next generation is just like, it means more than just the music.
It really, really does.
Yeah.
Because seeing you on that screen or listening to your record gives them hope.
Absolutely.
It tells others that they can do this too.
Absolutely.
Were there records before Motivation that could have been your debut single?
I'd like to think so.
But how'd you know that Motivation was it?
The energy. And me being able to come out and show people what I'm capable of doing. You know, from an entertainment aspect. I love to dance. I wanted to create a video that had high energy and up tempo, which was something that I feel like has been lost and that
Yes.
I haven't seen in such a long time, which was exactly why I wanted to bring back the early 2000s. Like I said, like everybody. I mean, there was J-Lo, there was like JT, there was so many all at once, you know. So for me to be able to come out and represent that today meant everything for me.
So was Motivation created last in your list of potential singles?
Well, Motivation was actually, it was pitched to me. So my label, they like called me up and they were like, yo, we got this record, you need to go hear it. Go over to Max's camp right now.
But even though you were on the road with Ari?
Yeah.
Oh,
This was before tour.
No.
So I heard the record before we even went on tour.
And did Ari cut the scratch vocal for it? What did you think at first?
I loved it. I loved how high and energy it was. Like I said, that was something that I was looking for. And I feel like too, like even with some producers now, like it's like, okay, what is an up tempo? Like everything, I feel like we're in a space where everything's kind of vibey, which is what they're used to. So it's just like, okay, what artist is going to be the one to force me to be able to get outside of that?
And Motivation was it.
Exactly. Which it happened perfectly. I'm like, I love Ilya, I love Salvin, I love Ari. So it was just really the perfect opportunity. And they also let me play around with the production. You know, I'm from New Orleans, so there's like a
Trumpets?
legend. Yes, Trombone Shorty. Do you know who that is?
Yeah,
He's like a legend in New Orleans, and he is.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's incredible. I sent him the record, and he was like all over it. I think he recorded his
love
part
it.
in New Orleans and sent us back just a whole bunch of different things that he had recorded, and we just kind of pieced it and made it make sense.
How special is it that you can put Trombone Shorty on your record? You can feature your grandmother in your music video.
I know. It's taking those opportunities and making it mean something to you. Like, that's a body of work that I'll have forever, and I feel like having her in the music video and representing our truth, you know, like for me, completely aside from anybody else, like that means something to me, and that's what I like to walk away from. Like, that's success to me.
It really is special. Like, you're gonna be able to watch that forever.
I know.
Whether it's like, it has to transport you back to being a kid watching the top of that music video.
Right. And is that how it made you feel?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Okay. That was the goal.
It's really special. Really, really. I mean,
Thank you.
Also, another special part of the music video is definitely twerking on a fence.
Oh my gosh.
How'd you get up there?
That almost didn't happen because we shot this video in one day.
Well, wait. I was wondering that too. I totally thought that this was like a week and a half production.
Oh no. I was on tour when we shot the music video.
Where in America were you? Did you like break from the road to come or?
Yeah, I had to take a jet.
Oh my.
It was crazy.
Cool.
I'm like, I promise I'm not flexing. But I had to take a jet. It was like right after a show. And then I landed probably around like 1. I didn't go to bed till 4. I had to wake up and do glam at like 8.
Oh,
it was
jeez.
crazy because we didn't want to like waste the sunlight. Like we couldn't
You couldn't waste sunlight.
we couldn't waste time. So
How many different locations are in that video?
we were in one location, but it was different parts of this neighborhood.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So my question was, when in a video like that, do you do the entire choreography at every place, or do you kind of know what you want to do at each spot?
No, we knew what we wanted to do in each
Okay.
spot. Like we choreographed specifically to, okay, first shot's gonna be in front of the house. Basketball scene. Like we already had a plan, but I only had 2 days of rehearsal
Yeah, well,
in
so
the middle of
what?
4.
How? There's so much going on. How do you learn that in 2 days?
Crazy. I got off of a plane, went straight to center staging, had 1 day of rehearsal, had another day, and then I had to go back out and perform.
Oh my!
Sweetener. It was wild. And the day that we recorded the video, we had no music because there were people outside. So we were like, oh, shoot, this can't get leaked. So
oh my
we,
God! You
we
danced
went
for
based on
nothing.
counts. Like the
You had
choreographer
a
was
click
just
track?
screaming at us.
Oh, not even a click track. What?
It was wild.
The- How do you do this?
Can't you put headphones in?
I mean, what are they going to Photoshop him out of the shot?
I didn't think about that.
It was wild. But to your question, twerking on the fence. Twerking on the fence. I'm like, how did we get here?
Oh, I was in awe of the incredible
It was actually harder than it
choreography.
looked.
Well, so okay, whose idea is it to get on the fence and then twerk?
Sean Bankhead.
What is he
He
like?
literally, he thinks that I can do any and everything. We were like, Dave, we got to get this shot. We got to get this shot. It almost didn't happen because we needed to move on to the next sequence. I think it was the duet portion.
Got it.
In front of the train.
Yeah, were you like?
Yeah.
Dude.
I'm like,
Yes.
but yeah, that turned out to be one of the most memorable moments of the video. So I'm happy that we did, for sure.
So does he say, "Hey, it'd be really cool if you climbed the fence and then twerked"?
Yeah, and they were supposed to rig it so that we could actually have
Like grips?
support,
But no.
but no.
What?
The fence was there and we made it work.
It was a normal person.
Like your foot couldn't even fully fit in the
What?
Little fence hole.
yeah.
So is there somebody below
No.
prepared to catch you?
No.
Oh man, imagine if that fence went down.
Or she just fell. Like, I mean, you could lose grip.
That would have been heavy. There was a lot of us on that fence.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. One girl was upside down. Like, it was crazy.
The whole video is incredible.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I
You
was
go.
gonna say, what about the basketball scene?
Yeah.
That was real.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it planned or
No, that was planned. I had to practice that for sure.
so? Who's throwing it? Because they have to have good hand-eye coordination.
Yeah, I think it was Sean.
And so
Because he knows the choreo and well enough to make sure that the timing is right and everything. So.
how many takes did that take?
That day, probably like 4 to 5.
45 takes on the
No,
basketball.
4 to 5.
Oh, 4-2-5. Oh,
If I take 45, I would have been on the ground.
oh, 4 to 5. That's normal.
Yeah. That's normal. That's average.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. 40,
Okay.
45 is
Yeah. But before that, like I had to get some stuff together. It was rough.
Well, okay. When you go to the person who made your outfit, that puts your the year you were born on the top. What kind of direction do you give her? Just that you give her the influences, or do you tell her I need to wear an outfit that I think is going to be iconic?
I didn't even go in with the mentality of like, oh, this is gonna be iconic. I just knew what I liked from that era. And I wanted it to be as authentic as possible. I think my stylist at the time, she literally went to the mall.
You have to get it airbrushed.
Like to get it airbrushed. It was nothing fancy. Like it was this guy at the mall who was dope at airbrush, and we took the costume to him and he freaked it.
He was at a kiosk.
Yes. Just airbrush it away. Like
That's but that
and I
brings
like the
me back.
authenticity of it too, because
Yeah.
it's like homemade, you know?
I mean, I remember airbrushing in my life, whether it was going to the mall or I only got invited to one Sweet 16 in my life, but they did have an airbrush guy there.
You sound sad.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm still not over the fact that nobody invited me to a Sweet 16. So if you're watching this,
It's
I see you.